about it. But essentially, Ledger Connect Kit was this piece of software a lot of different dApps and stuff used. It got compromised for like 5 hours or something. 600K lost, I believe, around that number. Ledger's apparently going to reimburse people. Interesting. And it was all about this box that popped up. Essentially, the attack was they inserted some code into the Connect Kit, which is a library that all these other websites used. So a lot of popular websites, revoke.cash and all that stuff. And then it would pop up over top of the legit one. It would say, hey, connect your wallet to this. You would connect. It would try to trick you into doing a transaction. Apparently, it worked a little bit. And then that's what happened. So people are asking, hey, when does it get to, everyone's like, don't use crypto that day. And, my thing was, okay, I'm not concerned about my wallet or funds or websites unless I'd literally transacted during that period of time. It said 2 to 5 hours. Here I just say 12 to 14, just because I didn't know exact timeline. And then again, how could you tell what it was? Just as I described, a little malicious pop-up that looks like the real one. It would pop up over top of that on the website you were using if they were affected, and you would click on that and you would be interacting, with the malicious code. So Kong, how serious was this? Is there, I think you had I want to talk about a little bit of ways to protect yourself and stuff like that from it. So if we do see this again, hopefully our community isn't affected or anyone else in crypto.
So yeah, one thing I've sort of been doing to kind of like mitigate risk in terms of smart contract risk and stuff like that is I have multiple different wallets, multiple different computers, multiple different like software and hardware wallets, and I don't interact with smart contracts. I don't interact with like websites. I don't connect my hardware wallet to any websites whatsoever, excluding like hex, like go.hex.com and stuff like that, to like end stakes and stuff. But I'll have specific seed phrases for like, let's say hex staking, ICOSA staking, DEX, like uses of DEXs and stuff like that. So I'll have dedicated wallets for specific use cases, and I don't interact with smart contracts using wallets that have like lots of funds inside of them. Right now the prices are down, so it's sort of hard to see the value of our tokens. But once these prices start to ratchet up, we're probably going to see a lot more scams, a lot more scammers, a lot more people trying to drain your wallet. And if your tokens are worth more, you're definitely going to want to protect them. So one thing I do is, if I'm making a swap, especially now that we have the PulseChain and we don't have to deal with expensive Ethereum fees, I'll just have a whole separate wallet, do all my transactions on that, and then once I'm finished, I'll send funds over to my cold wallet, and that'll just be like send and receive, right? So you can use like literally just your cold wallet for sending and receiving. You could have another seed phrase that has some like hex stakes on it. So like if you already have, let's say, all your hex stakes and all your liquid tokens all in one address, it's good to split them up. Even when you're looking at revoke.cash and you're looking at all your different permissions, those permissions, I believe for the most part, are attached to that wallet address. So just simply moving coins to a different wallet address could not necessarily revoke those permissions, but now there's no coins in that address for hackers to necessarily drain. Unless your seed gets compromised, then if you're just generating a new address in the same seed, if your seed gets compromised, hackers could still get access to that and your coins. But there's plenty of ways to sort of mitigate risk. When I saw this sort of ledger exploit happen, I personally, I saw what happened. It was like a wallet connect, and basically I saw like what Max explained, when you connected your wallet, it would drain your account. Now, I wasn't really too worried about my personal wallets and my personal accounts. First of all, because I saw Alex tweeted out that app.icosa.pro doesn't even use this piece of software. So there's another reason why our community rocks, is because maybe Alex can see the counterparty risk and he was able to mitigate it beforehand. But another reason why I wasn't too worried was because I just use random wallets to connect with all the different sites. So even if my wallet was compromised and they drained maybe like $3 or $30 of Ethereum, it's no big deal for me, right? The hackers can take that. I'll just make a new wallet, make a new address, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah, funny enough, Hex, PulseChain, the apps, the IPFS apps, and otherwise were not affected. There was a little bit of back and forth. I wasn't sure at first. I thought, well, probably not. I was thinking probably not, based on a lot of people were in the chat, and we were kind of discussing, some of the people in Pulse Dev chat were in the live stream when we were talking about it. I was like, oh yeah, well, maybe they're not affected. And I said later that day, well, RH or the dev, somebody will come out and say something. RH came out super braggadocious, which immediately I was like, okay, cool. He wouldn't say that unless we weren't affected. And then Brett Tepp, our favorite dev over there, was like, yeah, not affected. So pretty cool. Yeah, it's hardware wallets. They're one of the things too. Again, clear signing. People bring up clear signing. Making sure that in general that you're using a hardware wallet properly. Like if you're using it for transactions, don't just look at the screen on your computer. Look at the screen on the wallet. Match the addresses. Use it as 2FA. Hardware wallets are essentially 2FA on your crypto. They let you generate seed phrases securely, and they let you have to press a button. So if your computer gets hacked or whatever, instead of the person doing all the software stuff, the hacker can't reach out and grab your hardware wallet and press buttons on it. Only you can do that. So that's a major like kind of 2FA kind of push deal that you have using a hardware wallet. So that, and if software developers, be wary of your libraries. I tweeted, Dipcatcher was talking about it, and I said something like, you're only as strong as your weakest library that you use in your code, because you're using other people's code. It's essentially your code at that point. Like you're just as vulnerable as if you wrote it yourself, because you're using that type of reusable piece of code. So it'll be interesting to see. I think this is a wake-up call for a lot in crypto. A lot of the companies making products like this to say, hey, supply chain attacks are real. They're very common in the security industry. Like this is not a new thing, but crypto is always that, hey, this new thing, there's new devs, there's people who, they don't have millions of dollars of security teams out there. So they're, kind of playing catch up from time to time. So hopefully we can learn from this and it not happen again, but Hex unaffected once again. Pretty cool.
And like we always like to say, don't trust, verify. So as much as you can, try and verify what you can. There's been countless people who have come up to me, messaged me saying, I lost my funds, like I connected to the wrong site, like phishing sites, etc., etc., etc. So don't trust links, verify them, get them from the original source. Like Richard Hart, like whenever I go on a new device and I want to get the bridge software, I'll go straight to Richard Hart's Twitter, verify that his Twitter is correct, go scroll down on his Twitter. Maybe that's even not the best place if his Twitter gets hacked or something like that. Maybe someone posts the wrong link. So there's ways you can double check. Even now, I think we're going to get over we're going to go over how to verify the hashes on the IPFS and do all that, so you don't have to trust that you're using the right DApp. You can verify it as well. So I think that's a very important thing. And like with the hardware wallets, don't trust that you're sending it to the right wallet address. Verify it not only on the computer screen, but on your hardware wallet as well.